Hey everybody, how's it going? So today what I want to do is teach you how to build a LAMP stack web server on a virtual private server. So what I've done is I've created a VPS over at DigitalOcean using Centos 7.6 64-bit. So the first thing that we're going to do is we need to connect to our server. So to do this, we need to SSH in. So you're going to need some type of client to do this. All right, so to do that, we're going to go SSH, and then we're going to go root at, and then the IP address, and then hit enter. Accept and save, and then it's going to ask you for the password. Okay. And put in your password. And then it's going to have you enter in the password again. And then it's going to have you create a new password. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to have you do it again. All right. And then once you're in, what you can do is we need to do some updates. So the first thing we're going to do is go yum update tac-y. Okay. And then hit enter. And then this is going to go through and update. Now, it will probably take a little while. The download itself isn't too bad. It's the verifying the files that I find that takes the longest. So this is going to do a quick update, and then once that's done, we're going to do an upgrade, and then we should be set to actually start building the LAMP stack. So the cool thing about this, it allows you to build your own web server, and again, it's very simple to do. And then what we'll do is I want to show you also how to install phpmyadmin. And with that, you'll be able to create databases and, make your tables and stuff like that. And I'll make it so you can actually access it without actually being on the server network. So we'll end up doing that. So the cleanup here is what pretty much takes the longest to get done. So okay, now that that's complete, what we're going to do is type in yum upgrade tac-y. Okay, and now it's time to actually install some stuff before we actually get to the LAMP server. So the first thing I want to install is nano text editor. So to do this, we're going to type in we're going to go yum install nano tac-y. Okay, perfect, that's installed. Now we're actually going to install the web server. So the first thing in your LAMP stack that you need is Apache. So to do that, we're going to go yum install httpd tac-y. Okay, that's yum install httpd tac-y. Hit enter, and that's going to install Apache. All right, perfect. Now we need to actually turn it on. So to do that, we're going to type in systemctl start httpd.service and then hit enter. All right, perfect. We've turned on Apache. Now, to test to make sure that Apache works is you're going to go to your web browser and you're going to put in the IP address that goes to your server. So I'm going to bring over my web browser here, and we're going to paste this in. Now you should see something like this. So it should say testing 1 2 3, and then it should show that there's Apache web server. Okay, if you see this, that means Apache is running and works. All right, so now that we've got Apache installed, now what we need to do is to make sure that when the system reboots, that Apache will automatically turn on. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to type in systemctl enable httpd.service. Okay, perfect. Now when the server reboots, Apache will automatically start. Okay, so the next step to your LAMP stack is your database. So we're going to install mariadb, and to do that, we're going to go yum install mariadb-y. mariadb-server mariadb-y. Hit enter. Right, perfect. Now what we need to do is actually start it. So to do that, we're going to type in systemctl start mariadb. Okay, perfect. Now what we need to do is actually secure it, because right now it's not secured. So to do that, we're going to type in mysql_secure_installation. All right, perfect. Now you got to go through a few different options. So the first thing it's going to do is have you enter in the current root password. Now, if this is the first time that you're doing this installation, you're not going to have one, so just hit enter for none. Okay, now it's going to ask you to set a root password. So you're going to type in Y, hit enter, and then give it a password. So hit enter, and then re-enter that password again. Perfect. Now it's going to say, do you want to remove anonymous users? Hit yes, or type in Y. Disallow root login remotely, hit Y again. And then remove test database and access to it. Hit Y again. And then it's going to ask you to reload the privilege tables now. Hit Y, hit enter. There you go. Your database is now installed. So the last thing that we need to do is we need to install PHP. So, and that will complete our LAMP stack. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to type in the following. We're going to type in yum install php tac mysql tac y. Perfect. Okay, now PHP is now installed. Now, when we install PHP, we need to restart Apache. So to do that, we're going to type in systemctl restart httpd.service. All right, perfect. Now to test to make sure that PHP is installed and is actually working, what we're going to do is create a test PHP file. So to do that, we're going to type in nano, and then it's going to be /var /www/html/ and then the name of the file. Now you can name it whatever you want, but most people like to just name it info.php. Okay, now you're in your file editor, your nano editor. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do this, type in PHP, and then do PHP info, add the brackets, semicolon, don't forget the semicolon, and then close out PHP. So again, put this in, and then what you're going to do is you're going to, on the keyboard, go Control X, and then you're going to put Y, and then you're going to hit enter. Okay? Now you've just created your very first PHP file. So what I'm going to do is go back to your web browser and come over here, put a / and type in info.php. And if all worked, you should see this PHP version. Now, depending on the time you're watching this video, the PHP version might be a little bit different. But as long as you see something like this, you should be all set. Now, please note, you can definitely change your PHP version. We're not going to do that in this video, but if you want something, say, in the 7s, you can do that. All right, so what I'm going to do is come back over here. Now, technically, you've now built your very first LAMP stack. So you could stop right here, you could add your files in, and you could start building your web applications. But what I want to do is also teach you how to install phpmyadmin. This is used on a lot of web hosting services with cPanel, but if you don't want cPanel, this is a great way to get started. Is having it on your own system. So to do that, we're going to install it, but I'm going to show you how to access it. Now, a lot of people probably wouldn't suggest it this way because it's not the most secure way, but if you're just doing some testing, this is fine. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to get it from the epel repository. So to do that, we're going to type in the following. We're going to go yum install epel-release-y tac-y. All right, perfect. Now what we're going to do is make sure that everything is up to date again. So we're going to go yum update tac-y. And as you can see, it's going to do a few small little updates. All right, perfect. And just to make sure everything's good, we'll go yum upgrade tac-y. All right, perfect. Now we're going to install phpmyadmin. So to do that, we're going to go yum install phpmyadmin tac-y. Hit enter. And now it's going to install it for us. All right, perfect. Now, what you can do now is technically restart Apache using the systemctl command. But the problem is if we go over to our web server here, and in fact, let's just do that now to show you what happens. So I'm going to come right down here, and I'm going to type in service httpd restart. Okay? And it's going to restart Apache. Now I'm going to bring this over here, and we're going to try to go to phpmyadmin. I'm going to show you what's going to happen. So if we type in phpmyadmin, we're going to get this forbidden. You don't have permission to access the server. Okay, that's a problem because now you can't create a database in there. So here's what we're going to do. We need to edit the phpmyadmin config file. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to type in nano, and then we're going to go httpd/httpd/phpmyadmin.conf. Sorry, no capital C. Hit enter, and then you're going to see this file right here. Now, what I would suggest is you probably find a way to copy the original file. So there's some commands in Linux where you can make copies of files. I would do that, or paste this over into another file just in case something goes wrong and then you get an error when you try to restart Apache. So all we need to do is change two things. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come down to here to this module, okay, and mouse or arrow down, and then come to where this require any is. Come to the end here, hit enter, and then what you're going to want to do is space right in above that R, and you're going to type in the following. You're going to type in require all granted. So with a capital R, require all granted. Okay? So you should have that right in there above this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come down to this section right here where the if module. So come down here, and right where it says deny from all, what you're going to do is come right over here, and you're going to remove deny. And what you're going to type in is allow from all. So capital A, allow from all. Okay, now you're done. So what you're going to do is hit Control X, type in Y, hit enter. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to restart Apache. So to do that, you can uptick on your arrows, and it should bring back that command, or you could just type in service httpd restart. Now, if for some reason you get an Apache error, that means something went wrong in that file. And it should tell you that there's been an error in there, and then you'll just have to kind of go through. But again, this is why I say it's always best to save the original file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my browser over here, and we're going to refresh. And there you go. There is phpmyadmin. Now, if you see this, you should be good. Now, to log in, you're probably wondering, well, how do I log in? What's my username and password? It's the MySQL user and password that you set up during that SQL installation. So type in root, and then type in the password that you chose to add. And there you go. It is now in there. Alright guys, well that is how you install a full LAMP stack and also how to install phpmyadmin. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.